Ready? Here we go. 2. Excellent. Here we go. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Thank you. Okay. Can someone here lead us in the flag salute, maybe, from the 2 front rows? All right, stand up and lead us. Go ahead. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sunshine Law Statement. All requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act have been met for this meeting of the Board of Education of the Borough of Oradell. Notice of this meeting was filed with the Record and Town News and all persons requesting such notice. Mr. Darian, would you read the mission statement?
The Oradell Public School District is dedicated to the ongoing pursuit of educational excellence through comprehensive, innovative curriculum and instruction. The district is committed to providing opportunities for social, emotional, and academic discovery to foster curiosity, courage, and character. Our goal is to prepare our students to become lifelong learners who are self-directed, resilient, productive, and responsible citizens.
Thank you. Roll call.
Mr. Griffin?
Here.
Mrs. Levy?
Here.
Mrs. Norrie?
Here.
Mrs. Shapiro?
Here.
Mrs. Walker?
Here.
Mr. Wall?
Here. Dr.
Wesley? Mr. Darian?
Here.
President Nichols?
Here. Open to the public for agenda items only. Not seeing any, we'll move forward. Under my report tonight, we're going to have a special presentation, so we'll get to that first so you guys can get in and get out quick so you don't have to sit for a whole long, boring meeting. So I'll turn it over to... So I'll turn it over to Mr. Hagopian.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for coming tonight. Thank you students, parents, cold night, so glad we're all here. So tonight's a fantastic night. It's also going to be a great board meeting because kids are here, which is always our favorite thing. Tonight we celebrate as a community about the successful implementation of Open Circle, our new social and emotional curriculum. So we have to thank a lot of people, the selection committee who picked the program, the board which supported all the training that we went through this summer, our Ms. Bozios who went through all the planning that got involved in making that successful training, which the teachers all shared was actually quite moving. So it's a big celebration for us because as we're walking through the schools, only November, and we're already finding how the students are using the language and understanding, we teach reading, we teach writing, we teach math, science, and social studies. And now we are focusing, and not just dabbling, focusing on teaching kids how to problem solve, right? How to include others, okay? Using their voices the right way. And from K to 5, you see all the different ways that we've been doing that. So tonight we're going to start with a brief 3-minute video. It's going to focus in on kindergarten and 4th grade, showing some of the strategies that they've been using. And then we'll have a special presentation from our 2nd graders coming up. So before I start the video, I just want to talk a little bit about Open Circle. You're going to notice that students are sitting in chairs. And that's one of the big parts of Open Circle, the philosophy behind it. The rationale is that a chair has borders. You have to sit on your chair a certain way. Your back is touching the chair, your feet are touching the ground, and you're in your own personal space. When you tend to sit in a chair, you don't necessarily lean on the person next to you. So that's one of the most important pieces. And you'll also notice that children are learning how to problem solve because they just by navigating getting their chairs and their seats to an open circle in the classroom. And you'll notice that there's always one empty chair at least, which is signifying that someone is always welcome to join the circle. Join in and participate in a conversation or a lesson. When you listen to the 4th grade, the sound may be a little bit muffled, but their lesson will be focusing on destructive and dangerous behaviors. And in kindergarten, you'll hear about them talking about solving a problem, such as like a spill on the ground, how they can go about it. So, enjoy.
talk about everything that we want to. It gives us personal space. We don't get squished together.
And destructive behaviors. Who's ever heard that phrase before? Dangerous and destructive. Or even if you've heard those words before? Heard the words. I think it's okay to ask an adult to help you with that.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. We technically have to.
What's that?
We technically have to.
If someone could get hurt or if someone is damaging the property, we really have to get an adult to help, right? I'd say for smaller issues, like if someone says something not so nice to you, trying to solve it by yourself. Like I didn't like that you did that, you try to do that again, that would be fine. But if you see something that's dangerous and destructive, especially if you're paired together, you really do have to get an adult to help you. Okay, so think of it in your mind, don't know. Think of a friend, like a really good friend. Doesn't have to be in this class. Okay. And then pictures you see them do something dangerous and destructive, say today or recess. What do you think you're going to do? Like, what would you do?
Tell them to stop.
Okay, so you would try and tell them first to stop? Okay. What do you think about that? Yeah. Who wants to add to what you say? Who's this one?
You can try and talk them out of it and ask them why. It's a way to express your feelings, and if you're having a bad day, you can just talk it out, and you learn very good lessons. I like the counting one because when I was nervous for a test, I took a deep breath in and out, and then it helped me not be nervous and helped me keep calm. My favorite lesson was when we tried to get in order by birthdays from January to December. And I felt my class had a good teamwork and nobody weren't really bossing people around. They were more like saying, you go here, but there were some people that were also listening to them.
Good job. I love that you're showing me your silent signals. What is one way to clean up the paint on the floor? Brian? Maybe Thomas goes to get the paper towel, and then Diego can help him wipe it off the floor. Very good.
Do all of it.
Do all of them? How would you do that?
First, I could do then play then play tag.
So take your turns. That's a great way to cooperate. Very good. Thank you.
As you can see up there, we're creating community. We're having conversation about topics that are happening on the playground, strategies so that when we're going outside you have tools and something that you can reflect on and use when you need it. We also want to have special thanks to Mrs. Lynch, also Mrs. Delucia, who helped with the video tonight. She came to the aid of me, who was very busy this week. And she said, how can I be helpful? And I said, I have all these videos and I need to make a video. And she said, let me do that. So the translation, right, of the students and teachers and everyone working together goes back to what I was saying at the beginning, which is we're celebrating being in community. So now we get to celebrate our lovely children in second grade with golf class. So we're going to have an opportunity to watch them get into their open circle. We're going to ask Ms. Noreen, who's one of our chairs of the curriculum committee, to join this open circle and participate in a lesson that Ms. Helper is going to lead, focusing on positive self-talk. If anyone wants a copy, we have some copies over here on the top of the end. So Ms. Helper's class, why don't you line up at the top of the stairs, wait for Ms. Helper, okay, to invite you over to the open circle. Ms. Helper.
They need a teacher.
So we have copies for the board over here. We're going to pass them.
I know how to do this.
Yeah, I usually do. All right.
invite you to start our open circle. Go ahead.
In a different room.
In a different room, yes. Still same open circle, different space.
Thank you. What?
You can sit anywhere. Doesn't matter.
Dorothy, you got one?
So as Ms. Telford
I
is
don't
getting
feel like
ready,
you're tilting a circle. Still need up an active circle, so.
as Ms. Telford is getting ready, I just want to let everyone know, so part of the resource that we have is a detailed lesson plan along with literature that goes home for the parents in multiple languages that you can follow through a little bit with what we're doing with our lessons. And there are little homework clips and little connections and literacy links to other books that can also be helpful on the topics. So I'm going to turn off that projector for you, Ms. Telford.
Alright, let's sit up nice and tall. Ready? Armies. Okay, so we are going to start our open circle by thinking back to something we've already done. So I want you to think in your head your favorite calm breathing strategy. And if you have one that you want to share, give me a thumbs up right here. Riley, would you like to share? Oh, what's your favorite calm breathing strategy?
Squeeze in the lemon and breathe in and then you let go of the lemon.
Alright, so let's try. So if you agree with Riley, this is our signal for me to agree with Riley. That's also your favorite. So let's try Riley's favorite strategy together. Let's squeeze our lemons and breathe in. And breathe out. Thank you for sharing that with us, Riley. So today we're going to start by thinking of a time that was really difficult for you. Could have been in school, out of school, at home. And I want you to think, during a difficult time, have you ever had to talk to yourself in your mind when something was difficult? Has anyone ever had to? You can have a minute. What are some things that you say to yourself during a time that's difficult? It doesn't even have to be something you say out loud. You can even just say it in your mind. What's something you might say when you're trying really hard to do something that's difficult for you? What is it? I can do this. Caitlin?
I say, I don't say, I can do it, I try, I don't try, I don't do it.
So something a little similar to what you said. Thank you for sharing, Kelly.
If you're having trouble doing it, you can say to yourself, it's okay, I can do the same thing you have to do.
So you tell yourself that you can try it. Then, Caitlin, you have one more? What is it?
You can say that, like, if you can't do anything, like you say, like, sometimes I say, I can't do this problem, and then I actually know how to do it, so I just think I say, I can do this.
One more. Go.
You can say, maybe I can't do anything, but I can try.
Thank you for sharing. So I'm going to share a story with you of something that was difficult for me. And yeah, Joe, you might understand this feeling I had. I brought home my new puppy, and I was so worried that I was going to lose him or make a mistake. And what happens if I don't teach him all the things I'm supposed to teach him and he doesn't end up being a good boy? But I was so nervous about that. And when I was sitting there staring at that little puppy, I had to tell myself in my head, Ms. Helper, you can do this. You've waited your whole life for this moment. You can do this. And when you talk to yourself in your mind, that's called self-talk. When you say self-talk.
Self-talk.
And it makes sense. Self-talk. You're talking to yourself in your mind. And sometimes self-talk could be hurtful and discouraging. But other times it could be positive and encouraging. And when it's positive and encouraging, we call that
Positive self-talk.
positive positive self-talk. Good job. So, I want you to all look at this picture of the boy on the positive self-talk poster. What does it look like this boy is trying to do on our positive self-talk picture? What does it look like he's trying to do? Yeah, what does it look like he's trying to do?
Trying to finish something like his math test, and he's saying to himself, I can do this, and he's trying to finish it.
Anyone else want to share what they think the boy is doing in this picture? Billy.
He has a test, and he's saying to himself, I can do this because he did it.
So it might be a little higher.
On his face because he made it.
I'm glad you noticed that. I almost didn't even notice that there was a smile on his face. We have time for one more person to share what you think the boy is doing in this picture. What do you think he's doing? I noticed that a lot of you saw the speech bubble that says, I can do this. What are some other things this boy could tell himself other than I can do this? What are some other positive self-talk phrases that he could say to himself other than I can do this? Let me take a minute to think. If you want to share what you think the boy can tell himself, I want you to put one finger on your shoulder. Something else?
He's doing like stuff that his foot on Sarah's first
So he could repeat, I can do this. Anything else you could say that sounds a little different than I can do this? Caitlin, what else could he say?
He could say that, like, if you cannot do this, just at least try, and if you don't know, just, if it's like a math sheet that's hard, you can just ask the teacher and ask the teacher, so, can you please help me with this problem?
So he could try first, and if it's still really difficult, ask for help. So that's something he could say to himself. Addie, what do you think he could say to himself? You can do it. So I could say, I can do this, or you can be like, you can do it. You can do it. Yeah, like, oh, do it.
You can say, this can't hurt you, so you is to try.
Can't hurt to give it a try, and you can share it. I'm going to tell you a little story. It's amazing. But it could be like real, okay? So, here's a story about a girl named Sarah. Sarah got a really low grade on her spelling test 3 times in a row. And she just got back her latest spelling test, and she got several words wrong. She said to herself, oh, I always get low grades. I'm just not good at spelling. I can't do this. Why would that kind of self-talk that Sarah just had in her head not be helpful? Why might that not be helpful? Can you turn and share with someone next to you why that might not be helpful?
That's not self-talk.
Yeah, it's true. If you say things that's not true,
What is something that Sarah could say to herself that's a little bit more encouraging and would be considered positive self-talk? What's something Sarah could say to herself? Kayla?
I can do this.
And what's something else Sarah could say to herself? Lawson?
I think that I will be great last time.
Oh, you think that a bit better than last time, and she could celebrate that. Thank you for sharing. Patty?
Want to study more?
Oh, like plan for a solution next time I'll study more. Thank you for sharing that. Elizabeth?
Next time I'll do calculus.
Like your own cheerleader. Yeah. All right, last one for this one question. Thank you for sharing. All right, we're going to play a quick game. Are you ready? If you're ready, put your hands on your knees and step nice and tall. Okay, I'm going to share a story with you, a really short story, and then I'm going to ask you what that person should tell themselves that would be positive self-talk. Are you ready? Okay. The first story is, you are trying to draw a dinosaur, the whole dinosaur. And no matter what you do, the drawing doesn't look right. To help yourself draw the dinosaur, you could say, Taylor,
I can do this.
I can do this. Adam. Oh, you could ask for a sketchbook. Thank you for sharing that. Let's see, Caitlin.
You can say, if I cannot do this, just ask a friend to help.
If you have a neighbor who's really good at drawing.
Like if I have like this day of like salad or from my parents, like that you can like get help from.
Thank you for sharing that, Riley.
You can say, maybe it's really hard, but whatever I do, you will be better.
Thank you for sharing that. Ready for this next story?
Yes.
Okay. You are carrying a vase of flowers. Huge flowers. Maybe it's not a birthday. And, oh, they're for the teacher in this story. You like that? You're carrying a huge vase of flowers for your teacher. And you bump into the corner of a desk and drop the vase. And all the children stop their work and stare at you. How do you feel right there? Think about how you would feel. And to help yourself feel better from dropping the vase, you could say, you can tell them,
I can get a new vase tomorrow.
I can get a new vase tomorrow. What's something else you might say to yourself? Piaggio?
You can always just stay calm, and then the next day you can tell your mom, like after school, and then you can go get new ones and bring it tomorrow.
You could find a solution to your problem. Thank you for sharing. Austin?
Like you can say, this isn't real, this isn't, like, what do you do?
You need to do it one more time. Thank you for sharing that. Daly?
Get instead like a rubber band and just let it go when she doesn't need the vase, but she can just put it up and it doesn't have to be the vase.
Thank you for sharing that. Right, here's the last part of the game. If you're ready for the last part of the game, sit nice and tall, smile on your face. Okay, you are taking turns at jumping rope, and you feel like everyone else can do it better. When it's your turn, you keep getting caught in the rope. To encourage yourself to do better at jumping rope, you could say, what would you say?
I can do this.
I can do this. What would you say?
Try harder.
Try harder. What would you say?
You got this.
You got this. What would you say?
Can I have help?
Can I have help? Yes. What would you say?
Believe in yourself, and then you can get one and keep on practicing, and then you'll get better, and then you can do it.
Thank you for sharing. Austin?
And then you can say it because then next, you can say,
Great. So what we're going to do next is we are going to make a plan for the future, the near future. I have some clipboards over here. Would you help me pass them out? We are going to make a plan for the future. While Elizabeth and I gather the clipboards, I want you to think of a part in your day, could be in school, at home, anywhere, that you would like to try to use positive self-talk to help yourself through something difficult. So just brainstorm for a moment. Elizabeth and I are going to clipboards. So you can see the whole back table. So on your clipboard, Elizabeth's going to pass you a pencil, is a paper that will help us keep be at home. You just jot down a short sentence. As you finish up writing, I'm just going to tell you what to do with this paper. You can bring this paper home with you. And you see all the little boxes at the bottom of the paper? That is for you to give yourself a smiley face or a star each time you do the positive self-talk. So for example, if I wrote on the top of mine, I need positive self-talk when I take math tests. And if I sit down to take my math test and I tell myself, Ms. Telfer, you can do this. You study hard, you can do this. When I'm done with the math test, I can give myself a star at the bottom because that's like a little celebration that I tried. You can keep one. We have one in our classroom already, right? Yeah, we're Post-its.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we can do another Post-it in our classroom. But this is for you to keep and to celebrate each time that you use positive self-talk. And if you want to do this again, you could do it on any piece of paper at home. And I want to thank everyone in this open circle. You were so great for coming to do this in front of the whole audience tonight. And thank you for joining us. This is really happy. There's always room for one more. You guys did a great job.
So a few things as Ms. Telfer and her students actually leave the open circle, right? So they can stand up and they can bring their chairs over to the side. A few things that are a reminder that you might not see is students using nonverbal cues. So instead of speaking and everyone and losing the time, because those are 15-minute lessons. It's pretty specific and fast. They use like signals, non-verbal hand signals, such as this, which could mean like me too. So if they're agreeing with another student with something that they said, they would just simply do this with their hand. You'll also notice that Ms. Telfer never necessarily, when someone had an idea, said, "Great job," because what if it's something that someone else doesn't believe in? You don't want the kids to just say, "Oh, she said great job for that, so I guess I should feel that same way." They don't feel that way. She would say, "Thank you for sharing," which is pretty specific language for just encouraging students to be able to talk, but not necessarily always. Great job. Let's have a round of applause for our class. So again, those are just some of the little things I just wanted to kind of point out with why Ms. Telfer was saying what she was saying, and sometimes when you couldn't see the kids and if they would agree with someone, they had a chance to do that. So thank you very much. Second graders did an amazing job. Ms. Telfer did an amazing job. Thank you, Mrs. Norrie.
I did so much.
So much of your idea. She was about to say something. This is my idea. So
Yeah.
guess what signal could you use?
I could have used that, yeah. I'm slow on the pickup, but I'll get it eventually.
Do we have any questions? Any board members, any comments?
Any comments or questions for the board?
I think we should invite them back to see how they did on their, whatever they wrote on their paper. See how many stars they got, how many smiley faces they got.
I have a feeling they're all going to have smiley faces and stars because they talk so positively. They were great up there.
Just a little aside, thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. But I noticed some really great manners up there. In addition to your positive thinking, everyone raised their hand when they were asked, and when then your teacher just kind of quietly moved on, all hands went down. How very thoughtful of you. And that wasn't even something I'm sure you've been taught just right now, but it's something you just do. And bringing your chairs back. You all just brought your chairs back to the right place. So that's wonderful. So thank you very much, and I'll be anxious to hear about your very positive thoughts about your project for tonight.
I find this very interesting. You know, I've never, experienced any kinds of lessons in positive thinking like this. And, it kind of struck home. I've kind of, over the years, fallen into good practices, life of hard knocks. And, I find this was very similar to things that I've done in the past, whether it's very stressful or embarrassing or what have you. And I just got lucky. But, I just imagine if, I was fortunate enough to be 6 or 7 and had learned these early on, I may have been a better person than I am today. So, but it's really very interesting. So because this affects everything, not just school. So I thought it's fantastic.
Thank you, Mrs. Telfer's class. That was very impressive. I just want to say that as both a board member and a parent, and other parents in the audience, I'm noticing in my children, I have 2nd grader and a 4th grader, the language or the lingo that is being used. And I'm curious to see as they grow and as they continue that hopefully that becomes part of their regular vernacular. I love the idea that I'm hearing about what they're doing in Open Circle, and also some of the techniques that they're learning, like when you started with the squeezing of the lemon. Those are all things that I have heard in my home at night. So great job, guys. I'm really impressed. And great job to the curriculum committee and the board and the administration for bringing this program to our school. And so hopefully our children, as they leave OPS and go out to the greater world out there, have these positive thoughts and everything else that goes with Open Circle and all these to take with them. So, great job.
One thing I wanted to let you guys know that I loved when you were up there, and whenever you were told to talk with your neighbor about what was going on, you did a great job of listening to each other. I thought that was very impressive. Oftentimes, some kids, it's hard to do that, and sometimes it's hard to actually share your ideas. So I saw you both taking turns, and I thought that was really great. So very impressed with the things that you guys are doing, and I hope you keep it up. So.
You can ask a question if you come to the front here. Yep. I'm going to reiterate what Mrs. Walker said about how well behaved you were and how well mannered, and I was going to also mention that if you notice, Mrs. Walker, on the video also the 4th grade class was the same and the kindergarten class was the same. So I think when people, when your visitors walk through the building here, people have commented on how well behaved our students are here and how good our teachers are with them. So as a board, we would like to thank all of you students for coming tonight, because our favorite meetings are when we have students here, because without you, it's very boring here. And we really want to thank Ms. Telfer for coming out tonight on when she didn't have to, so we really appreciate the time you put in. And what was your question about the curriculum?
I just wanted to know if it was uniform topic-wise from class to class.
Mr. Hagopian, do you want to take a few minutes?
From K to 5, which is what this program is designed for, builds upon the very similar foundations, very similar skills. You'll just see it
God bless
a
you.
bit to be a little bit more appropriate as you're moving up the grade levels. And another part that's actually really important, and I'm glad Ms. Lee said something so I could remind me. So we're in the infancy, we're beginning of November with this program. And now the next piece is, this isn't just something, when you pick a program like this isn't just something that the teachers are doing with the kids, the administration is doing it, everyone's going to be train. The parent piece where we were talking about letters coming home is an important part of it. This has to be a larger, everyone in the community needs to believe this. The crossing guards need to believe it, the custodians need to believe it, the board needs to believe it, and share and use that common language. And so as part of that, we do have our parent academies that Exposios has been sharing. So we believe we have one tomorrow, Exposios. So we'll be doing training for parents in regard to Open Circle, and this just helps bring it home. So yeah, so the program is K-5, and it does, it is slightly different in every grade level, and depending on what's needed.
I just wanted to add, I wanted to thank you for welcoming me into your community, because I'm a lot bigger than you are. But I enjoyed being there, and I'll tell you, every time I think I might get a little bit anxious, I'm going to use that lemon idea. I can feel my hands go like that when I get nervous. So you watch, and you'll see lots of adults, I think, in our community walking around going, right? That's a great lesson. I love it.
Any other questions from the board? Thank you, Mr. Hagopian. That was very nice. So you can all leave now, so you don't have to stay for the rest of our meeting. We'll take a 5-minute recess if everyone wants to. Thank you again for coming.
Thank you.
I think that's a great idea.
And they got to bring their own ideas and you brought that into our school.
Great idea.
Yeah.